Twin, where have you been? Nobody, something. I don't know the words, y'all, but I missed y'all so much, and I hope that you missed me. Welcome back to another What Else Is Going On YouTube, aka We Go podcast. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really did miss y'all. First of all, I hope y'all don't hear that popping noise in the background. I'm heating up some oil to fry some crinkle cut or Ryder French fries. I know it's kind of late, but I'm just getting home. And yeah, so I hope y'all don't hear it. But I really, 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 really miss y'all. Just as a reminder, really quick, don't forget that the What Else Is Going On podcast is available, the audio version, wherever it is. You listen to all of your podcast episodes come out goes to every Tuesday and Friday. You can watch the visual version on YouTube, but also please subscribe to the YouTube for other videos. So like I said, I have missed y'all so much. Just a really quick transparent moment, but I'm a consumer of content. I love making content and I love listening to content, right? And y'all, for those of y'all that know, I do gig work, so I'm on the road a lot. So I just love listening to content, and I can listen to the same subject be discussed by 7 or 8 different content creators. But when it comes to myself, sometimes I see so much that I want to talk to y'all about, but I'm like, they've already heard it. So why would they want to hear it from me? Just a transparent moment, but I have to get over that. And because I want to talk about it with y'all. So again, thank y'all for subscribing, rocking with me, coming over here and having some fun with me. So I'm going to get into some topics that I have. But first, my baby girl, the baby girl came home from college for spring break. She's here and she's at her friend who stayed in state to go to school. Her spring break is next week. So she's over there to visit her. So I'm trying to coordinate some stuff, but it's nice having her home. My son, who is in college in California, child is on his way. He may be there by now to Canada for spring break. That boy's been there 4 years, and I don't think he's been home with spring break. Maybe the first year because it was COVID, so there was no spring break, but he ain't been home for a spring break. That boy had been to Hawaii, Amsterdam, all of that good stuff. But y'all, let's get into these topics that I want to talk to y'all about. So first, I'm not going to go too much into it because everybody has been talking about it, but I heard a different perspective, and y'all may have heard it too. So I wanted to see what y'all think. So we all know that Basketball Wives alum Draya Michelle, who is 39, has come out she's expecting a baby girl. I will say the pictures that she posted were absolutely gorgeous. Again, she's having a baby girl. She posted it during Women's Month. A part of me wondered if she posted her message with the hopes to maybe pull on some heartstrings and avoid maybe some backlash. Who knows? But we know that she's expecting a baby with Houston Rockets star Jalen Green. And I believe Mr. Green has a $40 million contract. So there's that. But anyway, people have been talking because he's the same age as her son, right? So some people have been saying, why? And I've seen so much commentary. Men do it. Y'all don't get upset when men do it. Why are y'all upset when she does it? He's not a minor. He's of age. Some have even said, if she wanted to just get some from a young boy, cool. But for her to have a baby by him, that says a lot about her character. I believe Megan James from Basketball Wives commented that. Then I was listening to Funky Dineva talk about it, and because people have been saying, well, when men do it, y'all don't say nothing, but I've seen people say it's disgusting when they do it too. I don't agree when they do it too. Then I've heard people say, well, y'all weren't mad when Carisha did it with Diddy. Y'all were celebrating her coming up, if you will, right? But Funky Dineva said that he felt, and I'm paraphrasing, but he felt like it was almost predatory, basically. And that because Jalen Green isn't getting anything out of the deal. But if it was the other way, and if it was a 22-year-old girl and a 40-something-year-old man that basically had something to offer her, and she was able to come up because he would be taking her beauty and her youth, then it would be okay. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of like, I mean, either it's okay or it isn't. Like, I thought that was an interesting perspective, I guess, because I had not heard anybody else put it quite like that. You know what I mean? So what do y'all think? I was just kind of like, okay. But people have had a lot to say about it. I really wonder what her son thinks. Like, how does he feel about all this? And I wonder how she would feel if someone that she knew, maybe not a friend, but someone that she knew and ran in circles with her age, started dating her son. Like, would they double date? Like, I just wonder what she would think about that. So y'all let me know what y'all think, but definitely about the perspective that I just told you about. I was just kind of like, so it's okay if they get a come up. So if Draya was making him come up, then it would be okay. Like I said, I hadn't heard that one yet. And I said, So there we have it. Something else I wanted to talk to y'all about was the movie Rust. So y'all remember that Alec Baldwin was on the movie, and I believe there was an involuntary manslaughter. So I was trying to get the woman's name. Let's see here. Oh, okay. It was a cinematographer on the set of Rust named Helena Hutchinson was taken out by a bullet that was in the gun that Alec Baldwin shot. It wasn't supposed to be a live bullet. I want to talk about this because the safety person on set, because remember they were going to try Alec Baldwin, then they weren't, and then there was all this kind of talk going on, and now he is being tried. Well, according to Radar Online, Rust Armorer, that's her title, Armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and fatal set shooting. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the head armorer of Alec Baldwin's Western film Rust, has been found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, RadarOnline.com has learned. Gutierrez-Reed, 26, now faces up to 18 months behind bars and a $5,000 fine. She will be sentenced at a later date, which, by the way, an update to that is a date has been set for her sentencing. I believe it's next month. After 2 weeks of testimony regarding the accidental shooting on set in which cinematographer Helena Hutchinson was killed and director Joel Souza was injured, the jury took less than 3 hours to deliberate before arriving at their verdict. To convict Gutierrez-Reed of involuntary manslaughter, jurors were required to agree that the armorer acted with a willful disregard for the safety of others, and Hutchinson's death was a foreseeable consequence of the armorer's actions. While the 26-year-old was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, she was acquitted of a separate charge of tampering with evidence. After the jury's verdict was read, Judge Mary Marlowe Summer ordered the Hollywood armorer be taken into custody. So after they found her guilty, she was taken right on into custody. It says, during closing arguments, prosecutor Carrie Morrissey said Gutierrez-Reed's actions were an astonishing failure of the industry's safety standards. Prosecutors argued the head armorer was responsible for bringing live rounds to set and failed to ensure they were rattle tested with dummy rounds. The armorer's defense attorney, Jason Bowles, leaned on a workplace safety investigation that blamed management, as he argued his client was not given proper time to carry out her responsibilities. So her defense attorney said that she was not given enough time to carry out her responsibilities. Gutierrez-Reed was the first to stand trial in the accidental shooting. Baldwin is set to start trial for his involuntary manslaughter charges in July. As RadarOnline.com reported, Baldwin was indicted on involuntary manslaughter charges in January after his initial charges were dismissed last year. He was initially charged in January of 2023. 3 months later, the charges were dropped after the actor's defense team raised questions about whether or not the Colt 45 prop gun he was holding was properly functioning. Last year, the special prosecutor sent the prop gun, which had been broken during the FBI investigation, for additional forensic testing. The Colt 45 was deconstructed and examined by experts who concluded that the prop gun could have only been fired by pulling its trigger. So that was interesting to me. So the person who's responsible for the safety, the testing and all of that, the armorer, was tried, convicted of involuntary manslaughter and will be sentenced next month, which had me thinking, do y'all think that Alec Baldwin will be found guilty of anything? I mean, they're saying that she didn't do her due diligence in testing. Is there a responsibility for the actor? Or is that solely her job to make sure? I feel like if I was on a set and I'm the actor and you have people put in place to do things like an armorer, I would think that the armorer would have done their job. So then I just come in and do my job. But then somebody has lost their life. So I'm wondering if they will try to charge him with something. Again, he was charged January of 2023, but the charges were dropped. Now he's charged again, and we have someone actually convicted of involuntary manslaughter and being sentenced next month. So I just thought that was, I don't know if interesting is the right word, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, I thought it all had gone away. I really did after his charges were dropped. So I guess we shall see what else happens from there. But again, prayers up to her family, Haley Hutchins' family, because having to relive this, I'm sure, is definitely not easy. Let's jump into Miss Paris Hilton, y'all. Paris Hilton. One thing about Paris Hilton and Kathy, they don't mind getting down in those comments. So Paris Hilton blasts Uncle Mauricio Umansky for speaking negatively about her dad, Rick, to plug his lame show. Paris Hilton is sticking up for her dad. The socialite took to Instagram Tuesday to slam her uncle Mauricio Umansky for bringing up her dad, Rick Hilton, and their past beef in an upcoming episode of Buying Beverly Hills, a preview for which dropped earlier in the day. I tried to watch it last year, and I think I watched the first episode and stopped, but now I may watch. I don't know. We'll see. My father is a consummate gentleman and has always taken the higher road. He would never speak negatively about his family, especially in the press, she wrote under the above mentioned clip after it was showcased on the Queens of Bravo Instagram account. He would never speak she said he would never speak negatively about his family in the press. Frankly, we are all sick of him using the Hilton name every chance he gets to plug his lame show. Enough already. In the upcoming Buying Beverly Hills episode, Umansky brings up his fallout with the Hilton family that occurred after he left their Hilton and Highland real estate agency in Los Angeles over a decade ago. I think I kind of got effed by Hilton and Highland, the real estate expert recalled. And when I say effed, like today, I'm happy, but there was 100 agents at Hilton and Highland. He continued, they did $1 billion for the first time a year. I was 19.6% of their production. Umansky remembered that he thought he deserved to be made partner because he contributed so much to the agency. But when he asked Rick for equity in the company, Rick turned him down. So Umansky quit and started the agency, which he founded in 2011. It has since become a major real estate firm and is featured on its own Netflix series. I wonder if he took clients behind Rick's back, or did he take the clients that he had when he left the firm? That's what I thought happened. I always thought that he took clients. His exit from Hilton and Highland didn't sit well with the Hilton family, and according to Umansky, it deeply affected his now estranged wife, Kyle Richards. Her family stopped speaking to her, but she understood that what was done to me was wrong, and she stood by me, and at the end of the day, I needed that. I had also heard that too. That's what originally caused the rift between Kyle and Kathy, was Mauricio leaving. So again, I get feeling like you're deserved more and owed more when you've contributed to the success of the company. And I'm not saying that you need to be beholden to someone when they helped you out, because remember, he worked in retail and then got fired. Kyle talked about that on the Housewives, and he came home crying, she said, let's get our real estate license. And they brought him on. Rick brought him on. He contributed to the growth, I guess, 19.6% of the billion. And then when he wasn't made partner or given equity, he left. Again, I wonder, did he take his clients or did he take maybe some of Rick's clients. I don't know. I'm just wondering what like truly happened. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that he maybe possibly stole some clients or took the clients that were his, that were rightfully his? I don't know. Let me know y'all what y'all think. Do y'all think that he was ungrateful for the start that the Hiltons gave him? Again, I feel like I'm looking at the whole situation and I get maybe where Rick would be coming from, but then also at the same time, does Mauricio have to be beholden to them for helping him out when he did? I don't know. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I wonder now that Mauricio and Kyle seem to be headed towards divorce if, and I hate to say it like this, but if Kathy and Kyle's situation will even get better. You know what I mean? Speaking of Mauricio and Kyle, Mauricio Umansky overheard talking about Kyle Richards' split moving out during boys' trip in Aspen. Mauricio Umansky was overheard saying he and Kyle Richards were not together while on a guys' trip to Aspen, Colorado last week. An eyewitness tells Page Six that Umansky had struck up a conversation with a woman during a happy hour at a Western wear store turned celeb hotspot, Kemo Sabe, Kemo, and then Sabe, when he disclosed the state of his marriage. We're not together, Umansky was heard telling the woman, referring to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star. The Buying Beverly Hills star was also overheard talking about moving out of the house he shares with Richards in Encino, California, and the importance of their kids throughout the process. In December, Richards confirmed that she and Umansky are still living under the same roof, but sleeping in different rooms. Our source further tells us that Umansky said to the woman that he was in the area, which he also frequented with Richards for his annual boys' trip. So he was in the area in Colorado for a boys' trip. The spy, however, clarifies that the conversation between the two was not flirty, and it's unclear if the woman was a fan or a friend. We're also told that Umansky appeared in good spirits during the outing as he smiled and danced while one of his buddies pulled a guitar off the wall and began singing Oasis hit song Wonderwall. When reached for comment, Umansky denied that he was engaged in anything other than business conversations, telling Page Six, last week, I was fully engaged with the agency business and traveling with some of our top agents for a collaborative trip and new business. I did not discuss my relationship at all. So I don't know. You know, people, it's a wild era that we live in because people could literally say anything and make it seem believable, right? Then it's like, who would go to such lengths to lie and stay anonymous? But then again, you don't know. You just don't know. So sometimes I wonder if it's someone in their camp. I'm sure it is sometimes in their camp planting these stories. But I think I do think that they're separated. And as a matter of fact, as I'm talking to you right now, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion might actually be on. And I want to see when Kathy comes out. There's been theories floating around. And if you caught my latest podcast episode with Noor from the Reality Is podcast, her theory was that Kathy was coming on to support Kyle because Kyle may come out and talk about her relationship with Morgan. So we shall see. As soon as I get off of here, I will be tuning in to catch up. One last story I want to talk about actually is Mr. Don Lemons. So we know that Don Lemons negotiated, I believe, a $24 million payout from CNN, which, by the way, it was reported that some of the employees were mad that it cut into their bonus. That's what the streets are saying. And that he was going to have his own show on X. Well, Don Lemon says Elon Musk canceled his deal with X after tense interview. According to CNN, Don Lemon said Wednesday that his partnership with Elon Musk went down in flames hours after the former CNN anchor conducted an interview last week with the erratic billionaire for the debut episode of his new independent web-based show. Elon publicly encouraged me to join X with a new show, saying I would have his full support, Lemon said in a statement, adding that he took Musk at his word that he was interested in working directly with diverse voices, aka Black voices. I added the AKA. Lemon said the sit down he conducted with Musk for the first episode of the Don Lemon Show, which will be released Monday on social media platforms, including X and YouTube, was respectful and wide ranging, and that there were no restrictions on the interview that he willingly agreed to. His commitment to a global town square where all questions can be asked and all ideas can be shared seems not to include questions of him from people like me, Lemon added. In a video posted on his social media Wednesday, Lemon took further aim at Musk's claim to be a free speech abolitionist. Throughout our conversation, I kept reiterating to him, although it was tense at times, I thought it was good for people to see our exchange, Lemon said. But apparently, free speech abolitionism doesn't apply when it comes to questions about him from people like me. While the interview is not yet public, a person familiar with the matter said Musk was miffed when Lemon questioned him on his use of the drug ketamine, his government security clearance, and the issue of anti-Semitism. In a statement, X defended Musk's decision to pull the plug on its agreement with Lemon. The Don Lemon Show is welcome to publish its content on X without censorship, as we believe in providing a platform for creators to scale their work and connect with new communities, the company said in a statement. However, like any enterprise, we reserve the right to make decisions about our business partnerships, and after careful consideration, X decided not to enter into a commercial partnership with the show. Asked by a user on X what led to the decision, Musk attacked Lemon and CNN, which is not involved in Lemon's new venture. His approach was basically just CNN, but on social media, which doesn't work, as evidenced by the fact that CNN is dying, Musk wrote. And instead of it being the real Don Lemon, it was really just former CNN chief Jeff Zucker talking through Don, so it lacked authenticity. But a spokesperson for Lemon told CNN that the media personality expects Musk to honor the financial terms of the agreement. Don has a deal with X and expects to be paid for it, the spokesperson said. If we have to go to court, we will. Lemon technically had not inked a contract with X. People familiar with the matter told CNN, but contracts do not necessarily have to be signed to be legally binding, particularly if it is clear each side had arrived at a mutual understanding. And according to the people close to the matter, Lemon's camp is confident that a deal had effectively been struck, as evidenced by the fact that X had touted the deal in public announcements earlier this year. Moreover, Musk himself appeared to acknowledge that there had been a deal, texting Jay Suarez, the UTA power agent who represents Lemon. Contract is canceled, according to people familiar with the matter. Child, if Don Lemon gets paid out for this as well, he will now have been paid out by two companies that he didn't even have to put in the rest of the work for. Don, I hope you get your money. Y'all, that is all that I have for you right now. I do have another video, some other things I want to talk to you about in another video. I just didn't want to overload this one, but what do y'all think? I believe it. I believe that Elon Musk touts himself to be free speech. Say what you want until it comes down to him being questioned about his antics and his shenanigans, sort of like a former POTUS. But anyway, y'all, that's all I have again for y'all in this video. I will be posting another video either tonight or first thing in the morning. I'm trying to get to catch up on that Watch the Beverly Hills reunion live so we can see Miss Hilton. Y'all, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all again so much for supporting and watching, and I will talk to y'all later. See ya.